Greetings and welcome to the inaugural episode of one+two+review. One+two+review is a podcast where three guys sit down and review movies. Sometimes we try out products and review them as well. Our rating system is simple. It's either a 2 if we like it or a 1 if we don't. We rate things until we get a total of 20 points on the big board and then we call it a day. Okay, let's start the show. 1+two+review.
All right, cool. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to one+two+review, where we review movies. So I and Brandon, we are subscribers to a DVD warehouse thing that sends us hot new indie films that are kind of fresh, and then we review them, and we give them a 1 or a 2. Anyway, to get to the point, the film we're reviewing this week is a movie called Big Bear. This is a new film. It's a 2007 flick. It's kind of family vacation film. It's kind of I'd say it's like a Griswold family vacation-ish movie meets Into the Wild, because it gets pretty fucking serious in the middle.
Gets pretty graphic.
Like it's a comedy, and then it gets like a totally family funny movie, and then it gets pretty graphic in the middle and pretty like, what is the movie with The Rock and cutting off his arm? 28 days?
127 hours.
127, yeah, it's a little like that in the middle. Some scary shit happens that we'll get into in the middle of the film. And then it gets really sweet again at the end and back to kind of that 80s nice family funny movie. So interesting to say the least about that part.
Yeah, we all saw the film at the screening last week. I know we all pretty much enjoyed the film. I will be the first to say, it's not often I say this, but this is one of those films that I just wish was animated.
Yeah, interesting. Why do you say that?
A lot of the special effects and the time-traveling portion, spoiler alert. Luke, can you give us the spoiler warning?
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, there is a time-traveling segment in the middle of the film. But,
That's funny you say time travel. I thought it was like a flashback. But I guess they go forward too, huh?
I was totally confused on this, and so this is where I'm on board with the animation thing, because if we had just like cartoonish, characters, it would have made a lot more sense, because it's just like throwing reality out the window,
Exactly. That's my stance as well.
When the dad gets bit by the bears and then the snakes are in the mix, and he sort of like has this warping experience where time changes and the family sort of warps back in time. So, yeah, I mean, it's spoiler, right? But at the end of the movie, everyone's okay, after all the bear bites and everything.
But oh my gosh, where to start with the fucking film though? Because they talk about the bears and the snakes. That is even complicated, because like there's a whole part. So they're lost in the woods for a while. They're running out of food stuff. Then they find the lair, I think it's called, which is like this big underground thing with all these animals in it. It's like an animal kingdom, village. I don't know.
Yeah, like an animal society where it's organized.
And then the animals attack the family, and then it goes into the weird time travel shit. So
right, once they travel back in time, they meet the ancients of the land, the Native Americans, pass on some ancient wisdom that they happen to bring to the future of the society later on. So who knows? This was a very strange film. I did enjoy it, though.
You know what? I kind of like... Okay, so I do like it now that we're kind of talking about it, in that it starts out in kind of... Where is it? It's like Los Angeles, right? It's like... Or it's outside of Los Angeles. It's a shitty community or whatever that the family lives in. They don't fit in. It's a comment on, I think, like just families not feeling... Like, there's a lot of movies about individuals not fitting in the world, and this is a film about a family that doesn't fit in until they find their home.
Yeah. Going to nature, trying to, reconnect with their roots through nature and find their place in the world. Ultimately, they
it's like a coming of age family for a whole family.
And so they go back and they can kind of see neighbors as like these animals, like the animals in the cave.
Oh, yeah.
And they can sort of accept, the unknown, the strange whatever culture they don't understand.
And the title comes from because the dad is after they make peace with the animals in the lair. He's titled Big Bear. They call him Big Bear, honorary.
They give him the honorary title of Big Bear
because I guess the bear that used to run the whole lair or whatever had recently passed or whatever, and that's because of humans, and that's why they were aggressive. Oh my god, the movie's so complicated, but yeah,
it was really complicated, and I just don't think the CGI held up well, and I don't think it'll look good in a couple of years.
But it's an indie film, and so they didn't have the budget. But so I guess you're saying, I agree, is like you shouldn't embark on a film like this without a budget, or do it in a smarter way, like animation.
Yep. Well, that pretty much sums it up for me. Do you guys have anything else to add before we give it our review?
Ooh, I like the guy. There was like the grasshopper. Whoever did the voice of the grasshopper, I liked him.
Was it Gilbert Gottfried?
Jeez.
That was Gilbert Gottfried, yes.
No way. In an indie film
Unmistakable.
Like this? No, I think it was a guy doing like an impression of him. You think it was him?
Yeah, it was super over the top Gilbert Gottfried, and what I think the director asked him to do was ratchet up the Gil. Give us more Gil to the third, triple down on the obnoxious Gilbert Gottfried voice.
That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so I like that. I liked it. I give the movie a 2.
Luke?
1.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a 2. I enjoyed it. It was kind of a trip. Check it out.
Cool. All right, so that is a 1, a 2, and a 2. That's 5.
All right, we're starting with 5. I'll go ahead and tally that up.
Add that to the big board.
That's it.
Cool.
It's 5 on the big board.
Nice, good.
5 on the big boys board.
5 on the big boy board. Dubstep horn.
All right, thanks, Luke. How are you doing today, Luke?
I'm sick, man. I woke up with kind of like a hoarse little throat and cough and, just a little cold, but does make my voice sound a lot sexier. So I appreciate that aspect of it.
Great. Awesome. Alex, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm doing great. I made some cookies this morning. They were delicious.
Breakfast cookies?
Breakfast for cookies. Breakfast for cookies. This week, we reviewed a movie called Barista. And Barista is a modern film, 2017. And it's basically a modern-day retelling of Cinderella. Am I right, guys?
You are absolutely right, and I don't think they try to hide that fact.
Nope, it's there's a lot of Cinderella imagery. There is even straight up, there is multiple shots of Cinderella, like the book, the picture book and stuff, like on shelves. There's pictures of the DVDs. There's posters that say Cinderella. It is everywhere.
It is egregious. We saw this together, though, and it was kind of, we had a little yuck up.
Yeah. And it's great. It's about a guy, too. That was the other big twist, is that it's a barista. And so I thought it was going to be about a lady, because it's supposed to be about, like, a coffee person that, like, becomes Cinderella or whatever. And it's about a dude. It's a dude fucking Cinderella, which I thought was weird, too.
Also called a barista, not a barister or a baristo.
Or a baristo. And there's a whole fucking monologue about that, which was super annoying.
Yeah,
it's not a baristo. It's not a brew. Yeah. Oh God.
The one of many returning long jokes that they have going through.
It was very smirky and like too cool for school. But at the end of the day, it was about a barista, which is a boring guy. It's a boring person. There's no X in espresso.
Oh my God. It's like every coffee fucking joke that your dad would make was crammed in this as well.
Yeah.
The actor that plays the main guy is so unlikable too. So unlikable.
Yeah, pretty much from the moment you see him, you don't like him, which is odd.
Ugh. He's whiny. Yeah, you first meet him and he's doing his like closing duties and his manager's there, and the manager is like supposed to be a dick, but it felt to me like the manager was just kind of being a manager. He's like, do your side work and then go home, but like, I don't know. Fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the manager was, I don't know.
I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, he was just trying to get the barista to work, and he doesn't work. It's hard to talk about the barista as a character because he goes unnamed throughout the whole film.
Okay.
So he's
basically
just known
film, right?
as the
Guys,
barista.
There's some magic. He's because. So in Cinderella, she wants to go to, what is it, the big ball or whatever, right? She's trying to go to the ball with the prince, so like, because the prince is trying to find suitors. In this, it's a casting thing for a fucking movie, right? Because this guy is also an actor.
Right.
Yeah, it's a movie funded by his coffee company, the Double Drip Foundation. So he thinks he has an inside. It turns out he doesn't, and he's really starting from the bottom of the film industry.
And then all of the other baristas that he works with all get to go to this audition or whatever, including the two mean baristas who he works with, which I think are clearly the stepsisters or whatever.
Yeah.
They're, I guess,
obviously.
Broistas. Oh, maybe
so those two get to go to the
broistas.
audition. You think they're going to get
it because they've got what? They've got all these credits on their resumes. He keeps talking about they have all the credits. So many credits. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, they're just working harder.
Yeah.
Just like how the manager is just trying to do his job, and they're trying to paint him as this mean guy. Mm-hmm. I feel like the writer of this film has some kind of like axe to grind with actually doing shit with his life and being productive, and it's like. That comes through in the writing 100%. Like, man, just step it up. What happens when he bumps his head in the coffee shop when he's closing?
And then the customer comes in, who's clearly like the fairy godmother or whatever. Yeah, because the store is closed, the doors are locked. He bumps his head, and then suddenly there's a customer in there, and he's all caught off guard for a bit.
Yeah, might I add, the fairy godmother is played by Rosie O'Donnell. You don't see her very often.
Pretty interesting choice there.
She was obnoxious.
She's not billed in the film at all. That was supposed to be, I think, like a big surprise, like at the end of 7. I won't spoil that movie, but like, yeah, a big cameo was.
That scene played out like she didn't even know her lines, or just I'm Rosie O'Donnell. I'm gonna come do this shit, and you guys are gonna love it. And that's it.
And
Cut,
we did not.
And then I'm out.
She seemed drunk. You seem drunk. I heard rumors from the set
that she was. Wait,
the internet. I was on this
that?
Rosie O'Donnell blog, and they were talking about her latest picture. So.
Rosie
O'Bloggle.
Yep.
Yep. So anyway, so she gives him what? She gives him an audition notice or something. She sends him this thing on his fucking phone, so all of a sudden this guy can go. He gets to go. Oh, also, yeah, he goes outside and his car is broken, right? And so instead of a pumpkin, she turns his Starbucks, the trash. He's taking out the trash. She turns the bag of trash into a big van.
Into a giant van, yeah. And the dumpster into like a
and
bigger
the best
van.
part,
So he has to manage 2 vans the entire night.
And I like when she's like, look on the mirror, and he looks and it's got the parking pass for the studio, so like he can park there and it's like. Oh God, the whole thing was, yeah, you're right. It's just some LA actor writer guy that like couldn't make it, just grinding an axe.
Yeah, and you guys don't remember this? Like she turned that homeless guy into a really hot chick into a date.
Yeah, to the audition, which was weird. God.
Yeah, so he ends up making it to the audition right before they're about to close the doors. They thought they had a done deal. He arrives to the audition.
Oh, yeah, because the bros, they decide they're like, we're going to cast the bros, and it looks like the bros are both going to get the part.
The bro sisters, yeah.
The broistas, yeah.
They decided to split the one part for the 2 sisters.
Yeah, didn't interrupt. So anyway, so he goes in and...
He shows up with both vans, both have parking passes. His newly turned female homeless person also, as his personal assistant, I would say.
Still made me uncomfortable.
Less of a date. More of a personal assistant.
Yeah.
Just a piece of arm candy, just to up his power at the interview. And he had those Kanye kicks. I don't know what they are, man. I don't know anything about shoes.
He shows up with his double vans, his newly formed female homeless person assistant, and decides to wing the audition and completely improvise the scene.
Unprepared once again.
And it's a hit.
They are so stunned, apparently, by his performance, they don't really give him a right reaction. So he runs off, and he's, like, upset.
Not before leaving one of his Yeezy Nikes behind.
The director picks it up. Oh, my God, this movie's awful. Director finds him in the hallway, gives him the shoe, puts the shoe back on him, tells him he gets the part. And yeah, that's kind of it, right?
That's kind of it.
You know what bothered me is, and then it cuts later to like a few months later, and the homeless guy's still the secretary, whatever girlfriend thing, and it really bothered me that like he never got turned back to himself. Like that guy was, it's like that character was murdered. Like the homeless man's life, which maybe was shitty because he was a homeless guy. Maybe that's what they're. I don't know. I didn't like that they like turned him into a different guy forever.
Yeah, that's Barista for you.
Small potatoes. That's Barista for you. All right, cool. Let's give this bad boy a review. What do you guys got?
I'm gonna give Barista a 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 as well.
Yeah, 1.
All right, cool. That is a total of 3. Good job, Barista.
3.
All right, Mark.
Luke, add 3 to the big boys board for us.
All right, it's up. We got 3 up on the big boys board.
Cool. All right, that was it, guys. Right? That's it.
1-2 Review is brought to you by Eraser.com. Eraser, a simple company designed to seek out and remove damaging photos or posts from the internet. It's never been easier to cultivate your lasting image with Eraser.com.
1-2 Review is also brought to you by 4hats.com. 4hats.com. We send you 4 hats, you send back 1, and keep the rest. 4hats.com.
All right, so let's get to it. So the film today is called Puppy. We all saw this one together, which is cool. We all got together last week and were able to meet at an indie festival in Nevada, and we saw this film. It's called Puppy, and it's a very serious film, right, guys? Pretty serious. Takes itself very seriously.
Very serious. Very serious. Very dark, very gritty.
Whatever, just to cut right to the chase, it is about a son who passes away, a little boy passes away, and then he is reincarnated as a puppy dog.
As a puppy dog, yeah.
A little golden retriever pup, American classic breed.
Classic breed. Cool. All right, so let's set the stage a little bit, I guess. This kid is dying. We meet him, and he's got something. They were kind of vague about it.
Kind of vague. Some sort of cancer, I think, yeah.
I don't know. It was vague. They were like, this is
there was like a bug bite thing. It was kind of meandering at the beginning of the film. We weren't sure where it was going for a little bit.
I thought it was Lyme disease because he got it from a tick, right? I'm pretty sure like something he got.
That's what that was.
Yeah, because I think it's like the dog stuff too. Like ticks are on dogs, and so whatever. So I think that was part of it too.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection with that. And when they got it, they showed like the flashback scene. They were playing at the beach. And it almost felt like the kid was a dog in that scene, the way they were playing frisbee and running around.
I think the director wanted you to see that. Yeah,
he was playing fetch with his little boy. Okay,
yeah,
I see it now.
It's
so then he passes away, and
the bug bite looked nasty. By the way, there's that shot of the bug bite all made up. Like it was gross. I think it was practical. I think it was just makeup, but it looked gross. It was like.
Why
totally
did they do that?
Totally
Why did they do that?
Anyway, cool. Yeah, so you were saying, Luke, he passes.
Yeah, he passes, and the dad's real depressed. He's got this kind of, girlfriend, friend, whatever, not really sure. And her dog
seems to be crashing at his place the whole movie.
Yeah.
For unknown reasons.
On the couch, too. That was weird. She's like, they're clearly a couple, right?
Who knows?
Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. She was a good actress. I liked her. But anyway, all right, cool.
Yeah, she was great.
And then so to fill the void, it's her idea to get the puppy, right? She says you should get a dog.
Right.
He does not want the dog. They go to the pound, and it just bums him out even worse.
Well, because he gets a plant. Right as soon as the kid dies, he gets a plant. He kills the plant. And so, she's like, get a dog. And he's like, I can't get a dog if I can't handle a plant. But anyway,
he thinks he's going to kill the dog, too.
Yeah.
He goes to the beach. They're trying to cheer him up. And guess what's in his car when they get back to the car?
A little golden retriever puppy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Puppy. Yeah.
So it's like, fate. And he's trying to find whose dog is this, nobody knows anything. And
I did like the fact that the dog was in like a baby car seat, though. I thought that was interesting.
Well, that's the kid seat. He never took the kid seat out. That's what that was.
Oh, boy. That's sad.
Gross, right? That's take that car seat out. Yeah, because this is I hated that there's that sentence where it's because this is 3 months after the kid dies, right? Because there's that moment when the girl goes, he's like, how old is the puppy, do you think? And she's like, it looks like it's about 3 months. And this is like right after the 3-month conversation or whatever. So yeah, they're just really trying to make it very clear. Anyway, so they adopt the dog, they take it back, and then there's all these signs that slowly they realize that the puppy is clearly the kid reincarnated or whatever. Like the dog does the painting. That was stupid. The dog does a big old painting, and it's a painting that the kid had drawn, I guess, when he was a kid or whatever.
Yeah, since when can dogs paint? I've never seen that before, and they were really casual about it. They were like, "Oh, the dog did this painting," and
they don't show it. Like if they'd at least shown, the dog picking up a brush in his mouth, but like straight up they find the painting and they say the dog painted because the dog's covered in paint. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
They find the painting, and then like the big aha is when he runs out of kibble for the dog. And so he's going through the fridge, right? And he's like, do you want this? And he eats the ham. And do you want this? He eats the cheese. And, do you want this? And he gives him the vanilla pudding, and the dog like goes nuts, hates it. And that's the one thing his son never ate, which was like a weird thing for a kid not to like vanilla pudding. So he knew at that moment, wow, this is my kid.
Which is, I don't know. For me, it's like the painting, because the painting was like a couple days before that, and it's like,
yeah, either of those moments. But the fact that he just started crying when the dog refused to eat the yogurt was a little bit intense for me.
The whole thing is intense.
I hated this thing, man.
I didn't like how unskeptical the girlfriend wife thing was. She like bought it right away. He's like, it's the kid, and she's like, yep.
Like, oh yeah, that's clearly your dead son. Yep, obviously.
Yeah, like no hesitation. I don't know. Yeah.
The fact that they started dressing the dog up like the little boy, they really like leaned into him being the boy.
Well, I think that's
put on
supposed
the
to be the
boy's
happy,
baseball hat, put on the boy's tennis shoes.
Ending, kind of, right?
Yeah, that's such a weird happy ending for this sad, gritty movie to have this golden retriever walking around in a little boy's outfit. It was
a dog will
bizarre.
Probably die before the guy dies, so he's basically gonna. I was thinking that, like exactly. The whole time.
Exactly.
Double take. Maybe he'll come back as like an animal with a smaller life expectancy. Even he just keeps coming back as smaller creatures that live less. Like he's like a mouse for a few months, and then like just a cricket for a day.
Oh, you're saying he comes back as creatures that are easier and easier to cope with the death of. Yeah. So eventually it gets down to just like a cricket or something, and it's just
all right.
Not a big deal.
I hope
at all.
they make a sequel then called whatever. The Fly. Okay, cool. Let's.
Why? I hope they don't.
I hope they don't either. I hope it doesn't ruin our next festival going experience.
Okay, I think you guys know what I'm going to rate this movie, but let's start with you, Brandon.
Yeah, I wish I could give this movie a 0, but unfortunately it's not part of our scale. I'm going to give this movie a 1 for sure.
Alex.
A bold 1, a solid 1.
Yeah, I'm not going soft eyes on a 1 for this one. It's get the full hard one.
Yep.
So that's
3 logs. 3 ones.
It's a 3.
3 logs
for puppy.
3 logs up on the big boy board. Boom.
All right, tally that up for us.
What do we have on our last one? Was 5. 3. 5 plus 3 is 8 on the big boy board for you.
Fast Fire Product Review.
Oh, there's that sound, and that signifies that it's time again for another product review.
These are shorter reviews, faster and
which is funny because
topics.
they definitely take the longest time to review. I know we've been working on this one for a couple months, sending this product back and forth, so all 3 of us get ample time with it. This week we're going to be talking about a coat hanger,
and I think Luke currently has it. So what is the name
on it? Doesn't have a name. I think it's made out of pine. It's a nice, like, sanded and lacquered pine classic coat hanger with a metal hook. I like it. It holds my coat. I give it a 2.
I put my shirts on it, and it was fucking great. I give it a 2.
Well, great review, foul mouth Alex. I'm going to give it a 1. I tried to put some slacks on it, and they
That's true. Wow, that is true. Yeah, it's not good for slacks.
It's great for shirts. Sorry for slacks. So it gets rid of 1. Another 5? That's a 5.
Put it up on the big boy board.
So tally it up, Luke.
That's we're at 13 now.
Yeah, well, this product we're going to be talking about this week is another coat hanger. However, this one is version 2, I like to call it. It has telescoping sides, so it'll fit various sizes shirts and pants. Supposedly it works better for slacks. I was really looking forward to this one. Alex, you currently have this coat hanger.
Yep.
Tell us about your experience.
This is nice. It's plastic and metal. It's got a telescoping thing. I've never needed it to telescope, so I found it unnecessary and, to be honest, a little daunting. It's got like some clasps on it, and like I just want a coat hanger, kind of like the first one we used. So daunting. 1. from me.
Application-wise, I don't have the need for this. Just like Alex, it's telescoping for what? Some sheet?
Big
Am I
pants?
hiding? Am I hanging a sheet or what? So, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 2 because I see potential.
I also see potential. I was really looking forward to this product, finally getting my slacks up off the floor. However, I felt they overcomplicated it. It's hard to strike a balance between the simplicity of a coat hanger and the future of slack hanging technology. And unfortunately, I think they bit off more than they could chew. Scientifically, yeah, more than their brains could chew. Yeah, more math than their brains could compute simultaneously.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to give this a 1 as well, which is unfortunate. And
damn it. All right. On Big Boy Board, we're up at 17. We got one more thing to review. And Alex.
And even if it sucks, we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
That's true. Finally.
All right. We're going to do the Faber-Castell Pit Art pen. It's a black pen with a medium tip. I liked it. It had a good, when you put it on a page, it had a good smoothness to it. Had a good thick ink consistency, and a good snap when you put the cap on. So and a thing to put it in a pocket. So I like it. I give it a 2.
Great.
Yeah, I got to spend a little bit of time with this pen. Unfortunately, it ran out during my time with it, so we weren't able to pass it on to Luke. However, I'm going to say it was simply just a pen, and it simply didn't hold enough ink to last three reviewers with a week each.
I mean, to be fair, it was an old pen. I'd been using it for a long time.
Okay, well, that would have been good to know. I was left not able to sign multiple checks. So.
Well, all right.
It doesn't take much to make a great pen. It does take ink. The pen that I reviewed, it didn't have ink. It gets a 1.
That's true.
You guys are being hard on it. All right. That is a 1. That's a 4.
That's a 4. That puts us over the top at 21 on the Big Boy Board.
Over the top, once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That's our show then.
That's our show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Brandon, for joining me today on 1-2 Review. You got anything else to add before I shut her down?
Stay chill over there, boys.